What up? I'm back, 9/26, December 5th, 7:09. Like I said, baby, I roll with multiple times. literally, I'm fucking crazy. Like, I literally live like on, like, just in this, I live on so many different times, and so many different realities at once, and so many different understandings, and so many different perceptions. Dude, like, it's so fucking funny, man. It's so funny. Like, I honestly, like, if people could live in my brain, I don't know. I honestly think people would, like, shut down. Like, they would shut down completely. Because, like, it's so, it's actually, I don't know, it's easy for me to manage. Because it is. It's an absolute. It's just this way. Like, I almost caught my arm on fire just a second ago. But it's like, now that I think about it, it's really easy to manage because the way that I created my life. Meaning I collaborate with myself in all the facets of all reality, always. And I agree upon everything that is me. I'm trying to think. There's kind of a hierarchy of, like, the way, so first of all, the only hierarchy that exists is me, okay? This is based on my perception, meaning my perception is the highest understanding that I know, because it's the only thing that is of me, and that is me. Your perception is you. It should be the highest for you, meaning you should be your own God. You should be your highest king, or queen, or whatever it is, or however it is that you want to say it. Even in the concept of an external deity, a creator or somebody above you, they are not forcing you to do anything. Therefore, whoever makes decisions to make you act is the highest persuasion in your life. So, like, the moment that you understand accountability, you go, I fucked her, or I fucked him, or I smoked this, or I smoked that, or I drove this way, or I drove that way, or I did this, or I did that, or I didn't study for this, and I didn't study for that, or I did this, and I did that. You start to understand, wait a minute, like, I'm the creator of that. I'm the final say-so of that. Me. I can't help it that he treated me this way, but I still acted. There could have been, I don't know, I'm not taking this too far. Whatever, accountability. It's like, say you're in a bad relationship and, like, someone just shitting on you all the time. They're abusive to you, or they manipulate you, or trick you. You're a people pleaser, whatever, or just, or they use their body against you, or they hold sex upon you, against you, or they use it as a weapon, or money, manipulation, like the point is, like, you still are accepting that. So it's like, that's the one thing that I had to learn. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, me walking away from everyone was the greatest thing that I've ever done. Like, the greatest thing that I've ever done. It took away everything. And it allowed me to, for the first time, breathe on my own. It allowed me to, because what you gotta realize is, like, everyone around you is making you whom they want you to be. Like, because, like, if you act up against that, they're gonna shame and guilt you. They're gonna side-eye you. They're gonna tell you you're wrong, you're stupid, you're not as good as me. Look at what I got. Listen to me. And that's fine. It's cool, man. And I honestly feel like, I'm telling you, man, the more and more I get through with this, the more I go through this journey, like, I just don't want to put up with the shit. But people, some people, I'm not going to defend everybody, because some people are just pricks. But, they're just jealous. That's the point. They're jealous, and it looks like, so they do have malice. But it's just because they don't love themselves, and they're just jealous that you are gaining traction, and you're gaining everyone's attention. And people like me, or whatever, and they don't like them as much, or they're starting to see that these people are just jealous and, like, just being mean to people, and who knows. But it's like, yeah, like, I honestly, like, you have to start, like, boundaries. So what is a boundary? And like, what is, if you have zero boundaries, right? What happens when you set a new boundary? The first time you've ever set a boundary going, I'm not going to put up with this. What happens? Say you lived this way for 35 years. Say you lived that way for 35 years and today is the first day you set a boundary. You are going to fuck people's world. Why? Because they're used to however many years they have been with you of you another way. And so the moment that you stand up for yourself and go, you know, I don't appreciate you treat me that way, they're going to go like, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, what do you mean? The way I treat you. You didn't have a problem with it yesterday. You didn't have a problem with it for the last 10 years we've been together. You ain't had a problem with it since we met. And now you have a problem with the way I'm treating you? They're going, no, that can't be. I've treated you this way. Like, it has to be you. You're being a dick. You've changed. I haven't. And then when someone says that, what they're perceivingly saying is that your way is wrong because now you're acting different than you was before. So they're losing something, or it's negative to them in their eyes. And then like in your eyes, you're going, no, I'm setting a boundary because now I'm pissed off. I didn't speak about it. And it's just been building up, and I built all this resentment for all these years. So like really, in all reality, this is fucking crazy. In all reality, person who's setting the boundaries, yes, when they step up and add these boundaries, it's gonna seem like a fucking lot because they waited for 10 years. They waited since the beginning of the relationship because they were like a people pleasing or adapting and morphing to the needs of the other person. And finally, after resentment, it built up so much now it explodes. And instead of it being, hey, I don't like this, now it's like, motherfucker, you've been abusing me my whole time, my whole life. You've been belittling me. I changed for you. I was belittled for you. I hid my light for you. I did all these things for you and I never said a fucking thing about it. And now I'm standing up today and now you're telling me I'm bad? And like, that's what I'm saying. Like, so the victim, the one who stood up and set the boundaries, like in our reality, like it's your fault. Two. It's your fault too. Equally. Because I really don't want to put a scale on it. Because it's not really scale based. Because it's the concept again of like it matters to me. If it matters to you but it doesn't fucking matter to me, does it even matter? Well, it doesn't really matter to me, but it does matter to you. You see what I'm saying? So it's really kind of just counterintuitive. And so like if you have respect for the other person or you are in a relationship, the stupid shit, and I'm saying it this way for a reason, the stupid shit that the other party that you're in a relationship with finds important, if they have zero malice in it and it's innocent and it's not control or manipulation on why that it matters to them, then it's okay. Now if they're using that to control you or to keep you chained, that's another scenario, and you really never really truly understand the intent until you do. You know, that's kind of the thing until you do. And so it's super crazy because like I look at myself as a people pleaser, and it's like the moment I stood up and started setting boundaries, I started questioning people or going, you know, I don't see your perspective, like that makes zero sense to me, or this or that, or started to express my feelings, started to speak to my feelings and stand up to myself, stand up for myself and stand up to myself, going, I'm worth like giving myself time and like getting treated well in return, or being respected, or being given at minimum time, attention, and focus. You know, it's a simple concept of like if someone texts you, I just try and text them back instantly. You know, I don't know why, because I know what it feels like to be left on red. It's fucking shitty. It's stupid. It's manipulation. It's one thing to say like I don't ever want to talk to you again, and wouldn't do that. Do that, I guess, but that's hard. It's not the easiest thing because then if I walked away from somebody and I didn't say that, that's what it is. But in my idea, like we never were nothing, so I just walked away. And so you just gotta look at things. Like I said, everything is so. It is what it is, but like when you start making boundaries, setting boundaries, people don't like that shit, man, because they're programmed that you're the old way, that you're a giver, and they know what they can get from you. You know, they've studied you. They come to accept you as the old you, the one who would always be there, the one who they could always call. So like I said, especially if you're a helper, especially if you have a big heart, and like I said, and even then, like I really swear that like I don't see really how you could have malice. Like I really don't. It doesn't make sense. I do a little bit. Like through this journey, I have a little bit of malice. Like I'm petty as fuck in my head. Where it's like, dude, I'm petty. I'm petty in my head because it makes me laugh. And I'm old Tom Petty. And it's like, some things it's just like, I just want to be a dick to people sometimes. But then at the same time, it's like, I don't. Because it's like, I don't even, what's the point? You know, what's the point of like being a dick? Their perspective is their perspective and it's right in their own eyes. And as long as I just do, you know, and especially for me, especially like I got to move and shit. And it's like, it is what it is. Like there's a lot of perspectives in there and I'm going, man, I get your perspective now. I was like, but you're forgetting about what it was like here too in the beginning. Like there's other perspectives here, you know. Like this, whatever. I'm not even talk about it, but like it is what it is. I'll be the bad guy. I'm fine with that. I did make mistakes. I've made plenty of mistakes. I made plenty of mistakes, but like I said, I just got lost, you know. And not like lost in doing right. Or doing wrong. But I just got lost. I got lost in the splitting of two realities. Living in two realities. And like when you live between realities, because ultimately one foot's in one reality, one foot's in the other, like you're doing the splits like Jean-Claude Van Damme, like, and you're just trying to focus, and like you're trying to focus in the middle, and so what happens is like things get neglected on the left, and things get neglected on the right, and that in the middle was you, you know, in the middle was you, and it's like what was most important was like keeping my head up. Keep moving forward. Keep building myself. Keep talking to myself. Like, keep giving to myself. And like I said, I got lost in it. I got lost in it in a few things. And I can't be mad at anybody else. So therefore, like, I could see what other people's perspectives are exactly what it is. And like I said, man, and I have no malice. Like, it is kind of agitating, just... But not really. Like I don't care. Like it is what it is. And I look at things where it's like, well, I accept whatever it is that people perceive of me. I don't have to like own it and keep it and take it and cause it a truth. But I do. Yeah, I see your perspective. It's fine. I'm cool with that. You know, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. The only thing I can say is like, I get it. I guess because you can't have compassion for yourself, you can't really have compassion for me. I get it. It's fine. But like until you can have compassion for yourself, like you're gonna only be able to grow so much. You're only gonna even understand so much. You're really restricting yourself. One of my earliest ideas was like, Well, not my earliest, but I think it was after my mom died. And like I'm talking to myself, and like what I really realized was, and this is where I gained like a shit ton of compassion for myself, was I realized every decision that you ever make is the best decision for you, based on your previous life experience at that time. Oh, I'm not talking about justifying anything. Whatever decision that you make in the moment is the best decision for you. Otherwise, you wouldn't have made it. And so when I looked at myself going, boom, every decision that I've ever made in my life has always been the right decision in the moment. Because in every moment, you make a decision, and it has to be the right one because you acted on it. You acted on it. So you can't rebuttal this. You justified it to the highest of high to do that act in the moment. Could you be under the influence or this or that? Yeah, but it doesn't fucking matter. The act is done. So therefore, it was your highest form of judgment in the moment. And I gotta go for myself. I'm going, well, I did everything I've done in the past. It's gone. I can't fix it. I can't fix it. What are my choices here? To dwell on it? To sit in the corner incapacitated about it? To whine and cry about it? To be a little bitch about it? To have shame and guilt about it? Or to just accept that it is what it is and have to forgive yourself and learn from it? And go, well, next time I know, I'm not going to make that decision. And have compassion for yourself. And so when I started to do that, I was like, I started looking at people outside of me and going, like every decision that they've ever made to me, they made it to the best of their knowledge. And so like, even if somebody did this or did that or made fun of me or did this or tried to block me in this or tried to block me in that or told somebody I was bad or made up a lie about me or this, like that's different. That's just malice bullshit. But like they make a decision to do this or do that, like I'm just like, fuck it, like you made the best decision, you justified it down some weird thing, I don't know. I have compassion, I guess. I just don't really care. Does it make my life harder? Sure, whatever. But at the end of the day, like I'm better. I'm gonna make it through. Like that's the point of me. It's to prove everyone wrong in everything. Like literally. Like I'm here to be a dick. Like that's my name. I am a dick. I am the dick. This is the way of the dick. This is the way of the vine. That way. That way. So, whatever. But yeah, man, I found compassion and like there was stuff going on in my family and like I just really realized like I don't know. Hyper self-sufficiency is a trauma response. And it starts from when you're little. It has to do with like neglection. It has to do with like not having emotional support. Because I would say it like this. That I learned all that when I was little, when I was a child. I should have been taught those things. I should have had emotional support. I should have been able to trust people or my family. And so I come to the understanding that like whatever is during this journey, like well maybe I messed up or did this or I couldn't trust somebody or I didn't think I was attractive or I didn't do this. It's like I have to have compassion for myself for being naive or for being broken back then or having those deluded ideas. And it's like I have to have compassion for that because those ideas were formed when I was a child. When I was supposed to be innocent. And then I got those ideas. And then I kept them because the universe continued to send me those examples. And then I kept failing those lessons. So I had to see them over and over and over and over again. Until one day, I was like, fuck this. I'm not happy. You know, and then have to start working on it. But it doesn't change instantly. Like, now you got to learn. Now you got to practice what you're overcoming. And so then you have to get tested again. Well, you have to overcome it. You have to believe in it. And then you have to be aware when it comes again. And then you have to be aware of the change. And it's not even a change. It's you just have to act differently than you did before. Because if you act differently, then it means you're different than you was before. Because if you was the same, then you would act the same. And then therefore you would get the same result. Which is a retest. Meaning a new experience based with the same curriculum. Just redone. Different. Another test. Because everybody cheated on the test. We got a new test. We had a retest, you know. Same material, just now it's different. And so, like, man, I found compassion. Like, there's one scenario when I was like, holy shit. And I started to have compassion for this one person. And I was like, dude, I can't even tell nobody. Like, I can't even tell nobody I have compassion for this human. Because, like, the whole family hates this motherfucker. Like, really, like, everybody hates this perception or this person or this idea or whatever is based on everybody's picking sides and picking one perspective. And like in my heart and in my mind, I'm like, I fucking cried for the dude. I cried. I was like, man, I have nothing but compassion for the dude. It does, you know, for the person, it's like there's nothing. It's just like fuck, because like instantly had compassion because I saw them as a child. And I was like, it started back then, you know? It started back then. It wasn't learned today. You didn't just become a bastard today, you know? I didn't just become a dick today. It was a lifetime that got me here. And in that, your whole childhood. And so then I look at every human being and I'm like, dude, a grown-ass adult isn't whom they are because just they decided to be that today. It's formed from their previous life experience that started from the beginning of their existence here. And like, you can't have compassion for that. Something's fucking wrong. It's because you have no compassion for yourself. Like, you don't... I don't know, man. Yeah. And so you look at it, it's like, you got to start looking back going, something happened when I was a kid. I got abused when I was a kid. I got neglected when I was a kid. And all these things started to form. And the adult me now, or whatever you think that you are, started when I was little. And like each decision, each experience started programming me to be whom it is that I am today. And if you just accept the programming as programming, and then you live on that programming and you never go back and recheck the programming, then this is whom you are today. I'm a whore. I can't say no to a man, or I can't say no to a woman. I can't do good for myself. I always make the wrong decisions. I don't love myself. I don't believe in myself. I have no hope in myself. I'm a failure. I'm a loser. I can't do this. I can't do that. Nobody loves me. I have no friends. I have no help. I don't know where I'm going. I have no purpose. Like, fuck right now. And like, look at your little childhood self. And like, hug that little kid. Like, listen to that little kid. That is what it is that I've done. That it is what I've been doing. Is giving myself time, attention and focus, being with myself and all the versions of me, all different forms of me. I just had a vision of like, you know how you see like the caveman that starts from something like a humanoid and then goes all the way to ape and then the human, like as they're walking. The only difference for me is like, it's like a shadow or like a stretched out version that goes on fucking forever, because like it would take forever, but a transition from me as a baby that like shadow versions into my growth all the way to right now. And it's like, that is me. Like literally, like every part of that is tied and the next stair step to me today. And like every part was needed. Every part is needed. Like you can't forget any of it. Even if you don't remember it, it's still there. Like it's your body knows it. And it makes you whom you are. And so like you have to have compassion for that because there's nothing you can do. You know, the one time you did this or you did that and you got punished for it, like that started something. You know, that started some idea that if you did said act, then this would be the result of that. You know, if I said, Mom, I think you're wrong, boom, I'm Mom, you're little. You know, I don't know if this didn't happen to me, I don't know. I'm just making up shit. But it's like, if you stand up or you go, brother, you're wrong, or sister, you're wrong, or this or that, like, it starts this thing. And so, like, if you don't have your back from the beginning back then, or if if you got beat down one time, then that starts the whole thing. It starts the whole thing. The one time you gave up when you was little, now you're a people pleaser. Now you can't speak up. Now you can't have your emotions because of one time. Because of one scenario where they won. Or maybe everyone in your family ganged up on you. Or they all agreed upon one item and you go, no, that's stupid, I don't believe it, and then they just kept until you gave up. You know? And then that's why I think religion is so bad. Because it's control based and it's like a gang. There's like little cliques, little gangs of like, well, we believe this way, and if you don't believe this way, then you can't be part of this cool kids group, you know. Or we believe this way, or we believe that way, and if you don't believe, like, then something's wrong with you. I'm going, no, nothing's wrong with me. I just don't believe the fucking way you believe. Because I went and studied it on my own, and I found something else to be true for me. Or that there's no proof in the other idea. Or that having blind faith in anything is exactly that. Blind faith. I guess it's not good and it's not bad, but it's exactly what it is. Like, blind faith. Like, literally. It's blind faith. Blind faith. Like, it's exactly what that is. And to me, it means nothing. It's blind faith. I have no definition of that. Like, literally. And like I said, when definitions in my they disappear when they're stupid. They're stupid. Blind faith, I don't even know what that means. Because I could be having it too. I could have blind faith in love. But blind faith is exactly that. It doesn't mean I don't have it. I do. And I'm calling it stupid. And I have blind faith in a lot of things. But it is stupid. Like, literally, but I still have it. Do you not understand the conundrum there? I'm just fucking honest about it. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make fucking sense. There's nothing, it's blind faith. It's stupid. It's fucking stupid. And yet I live my life based on it. That if I do these acts, the unknown will happen. Blind faith. If I continue to give myself time, attention and focus, that blind faith will happen. If I just work on myself, if I just focus on myself, if I just heal from my past, if I just learn as many lessons as I can, blind faith will happen. In all reality, I live in nothing but some fucking fantasy-driven, blind faith life. That if I do good today, blind faith will happen tomorrow. Blind faith will happen tomorrow. there's another, the whole idea of you living. The whole idea that you breathe, that you are fucking alive. That's blind fucking faith. That oxygen works the way that it works. That every breath you have, you actually have it. It's blind faith. Can we measure it? Yeah, sure, I guess. I don't know. But how does it even work? Oh, you say it works like this, but really, at the end of the day, how do you even know how it works? Like, really? How does oxygen work? Oh, it's elements. It's, H2O or whatever. Or that's water, but water is an oxygen. I don't know. Whatever. But how does that work? Oh, but those are different elements, and then they make up that. But how does that work? Where does those elements come from separately? And then how do they bond? They just bond because? Like they just bond because they're supposed to bond? That's blind faith. And that just brought me to some weird fucking conclusion of like people. They just bond because? They just love because? Because it's like preordained? Maybe. Or do you have to like make shit work together? Or maybe it's a combination. Like maybe those things are ordained to be oxygen. And maybe those things are ordained to be water. And maybe her and him are ordained to be together. But in order for it to keep working when it comes to humans, like there has to be communication, there has to be stepping together forward. Like, but maybe the opportunity's there, or this is there, or the tie is there, or the energy is there, or the pull is there. But you don't have to come together because you're not oxygen. You're a human, and you have free will. Well, other elements and stuff in the world, elements and all that shit, they're predetermined to be what it is that they are. And then maybe that's the beautiful thing about humans is they have predetermined destinations, but they don't have to go. They don't have to accept it. They can choose to stay within their ways. They can choose to not grow. They can choose to chase money instead of love. Or they can choose to chase both. You don't have to just choose one. Or maybe if you find a partner that like you love first, like you two putting your love together will create more money. If you have two people that love each other and strive and love each other, then they're going to have the same goals together maybe. And then they can build each other. Like two people that love together and push together and trust each other, like now there's two of you instead of one. Like in every concept, two is better than one. Two minds is better than one. It takes two to have a baby, which is the greatest gift in the planet Earth. Which is the highest responsibility to ever exist. Creating another life. And it takes two to make one. That's how important it is that you exist. It took two lives to make one of you. That's a weird concept because my brain is doing something weird. My brain is doing something weird. And I feel so stupid right now, but it's a V. But I can't perceive it as a negative because it's not a negative. And then it's not an add or addition, it's a new. It doesn't make any sense to me right now. My brain is doing something really weird. It takes two to make one. And then three does nothing because it only takes two. It can only be two, technically. There's scenarios when whatever, but for the most part, two to make one. And so what this is doing to me is going like, there's only one of me. There's one Cody. Or one vessel of me. One vine. But there's two things. Look, I'm trying to think. So, what makes a human a human? What makes a human a human? Right? And then what is a human? Leave sex out of this. What makes a human a human? You know, think about it like this. When is a human animated? When can a human make purpose? When can a human act? When they're conscious. Therefore, if you're a vegetable and you're on life support, like, are you even considered a human? And I'm going, yeah, you're considered a human, but you're not animated, right? You're not in action, animation. You're just there. You're just laying there. You're just existing. And so that comes back again to what is a human? What does it mean to be a human? What does it mean to be alive? And then what does it mean to be dead? Alright, I'm back. Got done, had to go do some work. You know, can't really talk when I'm working, you know. I can't. Don't get shit done when you're like recording and stuff. But it was fine, it was easy. Here's the money. Like I said, I love working for the people that I work for. So easy. Mama, tell me what to do. Mama. Tell me what you want done and I'll take care of all of it. And I'll send you a bill when I'm done. It's super cool because it's like, it's a trust thing that like, it's beautiful to me because like it took a long time, you know, you gotta earn that trust with time, consistency, you know, and productivity. And so like that's what I've done, and it's cool. It's sad because like I said, when I've stepped away from so many accounts like that, and because I mean I said every job that I've done, like every person that I had, I cut their grass, I did all their maintenance, I did anything they had, any businesses they owned, I took care of all that, rental properties. So like when I walked away from all that stuff and just started whittling down what it was I built, you know, it sucked. I had, man, are you serious, bruh? There was no other way. There was no other way, like, you know, I sacrificed everything for me, and it was the only option, and I knew it because like I said, I know that if I hold on to something, I won't ever leave. So, you know, that's just the life of a people pleaser, you know, and that's how I love, right? Like once I love you forever. So it's kind of that concept. It doesn't mean you're not a dick, you're not this, you're not that, or whatever, but I just love you. Like I can't shake that, right? But I can definitely walk the fuck away, and so protect myself, and that's kind of what I'm doing now. Like I'm in this somewhat, I guess you could say, villain era, but well, I'm perceived as a villain or whatever, but to me, I'm just, for the first time, like literally, this is kind of how I know and understand why everything looks the way it is, and I'm the bad guy, because like before, I would stay forever, you know, I would put up with the shit, you know, I would just keep my mouth shut, just wouldn't stand up for myself, and then so the moment that you stand up for yourself, the moment you take away, you know, your energy, and what you're giving for free, like that's when you're the bad guy, you know, and that's okay. I mean, it's part of the scapegoat anyways, like, so I'm used to it. It's not a big deal, or, you know, it's kind of mixed up in a bunch of ideas of whom I am, and like I said, a lot of it was really like a perception of like, there was no problem. There was no problem at home or in my family until I started working on myself and like trying to step up for myself, trying to speak for myself. That's when I was like, that's when I knew, man. And it's like, cause I had so many glasses on. And like, you don't know until you start rocking the fucking boat. And the moment you start rocking the boat, that's when everything comes to fruition. That's when you start seeing the reality of your past and going, oh, fuck. Like, my past sucked. Like, I couldn't be any of this. And so, like, you know, you battle the idea of, like, are you lying? Are you lying? Are your feelings lying? And you're like, no, they're not. Like, because otherwise I would have been this human being I was before. Because in order to be this human being that I am now, like, I had to stand the fuck up and I had to resist everybody else's idea of me. And I had to go against that. But like I said, when that resistance comes, now you're the bad guy. And that's fine. That's fine. I'll be the bad guy. Like I said, if you guys even understand what an adversary is, an adversary doesn't have to be evil. It's just the opposite of you, or there to push you. And so that's what I'm here to do, is to push you. To inspire you that you can be anything you want to be. You don't got to be a dick. Just stay away from people. That's what I do. I'm with my people that I love, that I will fight for, that I will bring the moon down for, in a discussion. You know, and I look at it where it's like, you give me time, attention, and focus, I'm ride or die until I'm not. You know, ride or die until I'm not. So, but as now, like I said, I found some new people, and it's an equal give and take, I hope. And it is, because like, we're communicating like fucking adults. It's so weird, man. To communicate to, well, I've had it with like people that I work for. We communicate, you know, pretty well. And we've gotten better over the last 3 years. Since I started changing, communication all around has gotten better because I communicate now. And like I said, I remember I flipped the house last year, the year before, with a buddy, or for a buddy, and a friend of mine. I guess we're friends. We also did business together, so I don't know, however you want to call it. Friends first, business second. And you know, he was like, dude, you communicate so well, dude. Like, you stare me in the eyes, like you don't mumble anymore. And I was like, yeah, dude. I was like, it took me a shit ton of videos on YouTube and me listening to myself talk and me getting better because of the repetition. Me understanding and learning how to dictate when I used to not be able to dictate. You know, just practice makes permanent. And so like the act of me acting and being honest or speaking my truth, you get better, it becomes permanent. We're like, even if I was to lie, now when I'm joking, I'll joke, or maybe I'm flirting. You know, I can have lies in there, but like they're not, I don't know, it's a joke. I don't know how else to explain it. I can't justify it really, other than I'm just having fun, giggling, like trying to actually just see really the other person and how smart they are. Which is really a lot of it. Any kind of joke that I do, or sarcasm, or straight face talking, is usually I'm trying to see how smart you are. And it's not how smart, how aware you are of yourself, aware of your bullshit meter, just aware of anything, like just aware. Mostly just aware of yourself, because that's all I need to know. I don't care how you technically perceive me anymore. I do. Everyone does. Everyone worries about the way they're perceived. That's just it. But like, do you keep doing what you're doing? And that's me. Do I care how I'm perceived? Yeah, sure. Do I keep being me? Yeah, sure. Because that's the most important thing. Because at the end of the day, when I walk away from you, it's just me. It's just me. And so like, I'm starting to understand, like, what are we doing? Like, why are we always obsessing while watching other people? It's because we don't want to deal with me, you know? We don't want to deal with ourselves. And so like, I think about the concept of obsession or infatuation. are, like I said, looking to that savior. That's with religion. It's built into you. Government, the police. You know, call the police. First thing, call the police. Call the police. Why? Like, why don't I protect myself first and I'll call the police later? You know? Hopefully it doesn't get to that where I have to protect myself, but I'm not gonna call the police. I'm gonna fucking protect myself, and then I'll lay on the ground and call the police. Wait for them to come after I, whatever. But like, this whole idea is external savior, external savior, external savior. And that's just a bullshit lie, man. You gotta save yourself first. You gotta look to yourself first. You're the only thing that matters. You're the only thing that is even real. Think about the concept of death. What happens when somebody leaves your life? Abandonment. Just whatever. Are they even real? Was the time that you lived with them even real? Is the past even real? In all reality, I guess we have ways to prove that by like, whatever, we do. I mean, we can prove that the past is true. But everything is a proof of that. Like, if you're in a car now, it happened in the past for you to get in the car, so whatever. But like, in the concept, you could just assume that that relationship didn't happen, or if you never see that person again, you know? So it's like, is it a figment of your imagination? It could be. I mean, this one thought fucking flips me out. And I haven't thought about it in a minute, but I'm thinking about it right the fuck now. Driving in the car. What's moving? Think about your body. What's moving? Like, I think about VR headsets and then how they have treadmills. Like, literally, like in all reality, I understand that we're walking on the earth, but there is an idea, there is a thought when I'm driving that I am the fixed position and that everything is coming to me. And in all reality, like, if you think about it, your hands are always where your hands are at. They only can go out so far of a distance because they're connected to your body. You don't got go gadget arms, you know? And your feet are always there if you have them. You know, like, your body is stationary. Your body is always whatever. You can be laying in other positions, but like at the same time, your eyes are always where your eyes are at. And like, for me, it's almost like I can picture like you sitting hooked up with like all these cables and shit, and like sitting in this fluid. And I guess this is kind of like a Matrix idea. You're sitting in this fluid and like you're just perceiving that you're moving through the world based on the rules and regulations of it. And it's a crazy concept because like, what if that's it, you know? What if that is it? And you're just you're sourced in, you know, through coding. And it's crazy. It's a crazy idea because there's a glimpse of it. Like, and I'm sober minded and whatever, but like sometimes in my truck, I'm going like, what's really moving? What's really moving? And it's crazy. And then you look at the sky and you're standing still and everything around you is moving, you know? And then they have the idea of the Coriolis effect or whatever it's called. The earth is spinning, which whatever, we're not gonna talk about that. But who knows, man? I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. I gotta go eat. I'm gonna eat some soup, some salad, I guess. But like, I don't know, man. It was cool. Got that little job done. I'm okay with that. I didn't think I was gonna do that. You know, I'm kind of focused on some other shit right now. Because actually I got to go back and go do some more work there, but I haven't been able to make it for the last 2 weekends. I'm gonna try and make it this weekend. I just got to get a bunch of shit done this week for myself, to kind of ease my mind a little bit, but in this life, you know. But I don't know, man. I talked to this girl. We were talking about were just talking about cycles, and like I said, I remember this one time this girl said, I don't know how to do good for myself. And then so we kind of were just talking about like cycles and like maybe some sexual abuse, and then women and the way they're programmed, and like, you know, me and this girl, we laugh, dude. Like, we have fun together, and she's pretty cool. She's pretty cool, and she's like an independent woman, so like she understands where I'm coming from, and like we're just talking about stuff, and like I'm kind of talking about the idea of like you want to be a whore for who you want to be a whore for, you know, and but you shouldn't be a whore for everybody, you know, because if you're a whore for everybody, it's because you have no respect for yourself, and it doesn't mean not technically. If you're healed past that and you still want to be a whore, then that's fine. And like I said, I'm coming to these ideas of like, you know, maybe I want to be a whore. And I told her that. I was like, well, maybe I want to be a whore. I was like, because I don't really have shame and guilt other than the fact of the harm I can put on the other person, the traumatizing crap I can put on all these girls, you know, and of like being with them and then leaving, you know, sexually, you know, and bonding with them sexually, energetically, and all this stuff, and then not being with them for a long time. So it's shitty, and I don't want to do it. So it doesn't mean I won't do it, but I just don't want to. I don't want to make a fucking habit of it. That's a shitty thing, man. And so we were just talking about that. We talk about trauma and talk about stripper, and kind of the life. We're like, I was like, is this girl real smart? I was like, is this stripper smart? And she's like, yes, she's real smart. But she's stuck in this idea because the way she was raised and molested and all this crap and like some weird stuff. And I was like, it sucks because it's like she's always going to be in that, especially if she's a stripper. Like it's going to, well, not, she doesn't have to always be. That's not an absolute. You can always, you know, whatever. And I've talked about this. We're like, what if I just want to strip because I want to strip? You know, I don't have to do drugs. I saw somebody the other day. I met a guy yesterday, and he asked me about tattooing and stuff, and I was like, well, he told me he used to tattoo. And he says he had to quit that life because everyone there did drugs. I said, well, you didn't have to do drugs. But you didn't have to live that lifestyle. You just chose to. And he's like, yeah, I mean, everyone does drugs, you know. I don't know, whatever. I guess he didn't think that he could go there and not do drugs, but whatever. That's what I said, you gotta change your environment, you know. Because it's hard to fucking change, you know, and that's one of my things. Is like if you never change your environment, you're never gonna change your now, your present. So, I'm gonna get some food. I'm gonna get some food, baby. I'm hungry. What up? I'm back. 328. Traffic is like a motherfucker, so I'm gonna talk as I go to work. Now I go put some lights in a place. What is today? I don't know. It's 5:45. Drunk Da. Well, that's the name of the song. Tuesday, December 5th. Yeah, so I gotta go to work. I painted last night, and that's what it is. I hope this audio is pretty good. I can see it talking pretty good, so it'll work out, man. I'm just bored because I know I gotta drive all the way to East Nashville. So today was cool. Every day is cool. Every day I'm chipping away, you know. I had a buddy. He's always like, to eat an elephant, you gotta eat it one bite at a time, you know. Don't get overwhelmed, and like really through this journey, man, as much as I learned to emotions, I became emotionally detached in a lot of things. Mostly that's based on prioritizing reality, understanding like what's important, like what deems a response. It was so fucking funny. Someone today goes, you know what's funny? And I didn't say anything. He goes, you know what's funny? I said, I'm just waiting for you to tell me. You know, I don't need to respond. You know, and it was a funny interaction because like I don't respond to people, and I think that confuses people a lot of times when they are used to getting responses. And like I said, as I've gone through this journey, like some things they don't need a response or a reaction, you know, and you got to learn that like your energy is the highest. Your energy, your attention, your time, and focus is the highest commodity known to man, and it's not promise, but it's that. You know, that's where you get tricked. You know, when you're looking towards another human being to be that promise for you, to solve all your fucking problems, to be everything that you need them to be for you, because you can't be them for yourself. And believe me, I lived that life my whole fucking life. I've lived it 37 years. I've lived it up until today. You know, really. And I still have limericks, or I still have limericks, but I still have ideas of that, you know, stuck in me, where like, she's gonna solve my problems, you know, she's gonna help me heal these wounds. She's gonna be that consistent person in my life that's gonna help me do this, this, and this. I'm going, you know, that's cool. That's cool. It's a cool idea, and it's cool to have a partner, and it's cool to do this, but it's like, you have to be your own partner first. You have to be your own best friend first. You have to be your own mother first. You have to be your own father first. Now, you know, I guess when you're a kid, it's a little bit fucking different. And then that's where like I'm coming into play with that, where it's like, you know, I want to teach my kids to be self-sufficient in their emotions and stuff, and I'll help them deal with it. I'll listen to them. I'll be their sounding block, but I am just a reflection of them. So like, if you was to tell me you have this issue, you have this problem, I just reflect to you a perspective of mine on how you could maybe deal with it, whatever. Or I'll mirror something or say something about my life that impacted me and how I dealt with it, or how it makes me feel, to give you another perspective, so you can have more knowledge to work on the problem for yourself. You know, and I look at all this stuff, and it's like, because like, you do stuff your way, I do stuff my way, but you have, this is an idea of respect. I've never looked at it this way. Well, I say I don't fucking respect hardly anybody, but if I give you my time, if I give you my attention, and I give you my fucking focus, I respect you to some degree, because I respect myself enough that if I don't like you, if I don't respect you, I'm not going to give you any of those things. Okay? Kind of. Not in all scenarios. Some scenarios are different. But I also need those things in return. You know, it is tit for tat. Anyone who says it's not tit for tat is a fucking liar. Okay? And like, in all reality, everything is a tit for tat. Like, there's just no rhyme or reason that it's not that. I can't walk in and just freely give you shit and then you just ignore me. I can, but there's no fucking point in that. Like, that's I'm losing. And then in that concept, this is where the people pleasers don't understand their worth. Well, I'm going, actually, the people pleasers are worth more. Not really, we're all equal. But you actually giving to the situations, and the takers are just taking. And the difference is, like, the takers don't have boundaries. The takers are going to continue to receive and take from you. You know, and then when the people pleaser decides to walk the fuck away, the people pleaser's the bad guy. You know, the people pleaser's this, the people pleaser's that. It's like, no, it's, I needed something in return. I didn't get anything. That's fine. It's not, it is what it is, and then you leave. I'll be the bad guy. I told you, man. I don't give a fuck. I'll be your devil all day long. I'll be whom you make fun of all the time, because you're giving me your energy. Like, that's the funniest shit ever. It's like, if someone's making fun of you all the time, like, they're obsessed with you. They're obsessed with you. You have the upper hand. They're losers. If they can't stop talking about you all the time, they're jealous of you. They fucking love you. And they hate themselves. And so, like, I look at all this stuff and it makes me fucking laugh. It makes me laugh. And that's where you go, it's like, I already won. I already won. If you're making fun of me, doing this and all this shit, like, I already fucking won. You lost. Like, you're going to continue to do that and spend your time and focus and energy talking about me. It's like, I won. Like, I don't see how you don't see it. And go give yourself time, you know? Fuck. It's annoying. Go give yourself time. Go work on yourself. Go be a better fucking person. Go find something fun to do. You know? You're fire. You're cool. I don't care if you make fun of me or not. It's inadequacies in yourself. It's jealousy in you. Like, go be whom you're supposed to be. You know, if you're a dishwasher, go be the fucking best dishwasher you can be. You know, I don't know, whatever it is. But go give yourself time. Like, it's so pointless to, like, look towards other people. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Call it a narcissistic idea or selfish idea, but it's like, why the fuck would I care what you're doing? Why would I want to waste my time with you? Why do I want to watch all your posts? I got back on Facebook like 2 nights ago, and I'm going like, I don't give a fuck. Like, the greatest thing was not being on Facebook, and Instagram. So I don't look at Instagram really. I'll open it when I'm going to make a reel. If somebody's stuff is right there, I'll click it, especially if it's somebody that I need, like, to do my due diligence to check their stuff and like it. I'll do that. And again, that's a kind of a tit for tat idea, or me just trying to let people know that I'm seeing them or whatever, or like, you know, whatever, just for the external validation for them. And I'm not saying that my validation's worth anything. I'm just saying, and it is, but I'm just saying it's worth exactly what my validation is worth in a discussion, whatever that is. And so, like, yeah, it's like, man, I don't know, man. Facebook, you know, Instagram. It's an Instagram code. Like, I came up with that idea a long time ago, and instant dopamine hit. You know, it is what it is. But yeah, I just don't really care. I mean, there's things that I'm attached to, or I want to see that person do whatever they're doing. But for the most part, like, I just try to stay off of those platforms other than to post. And my posts are literally for me to speak my truth for myself and then to bring it out in the world, because who knows? Maybe an idea helps one person. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But I don't know, man. This journey was fun for me, and I realized that, like, people don't have the time. I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. I'm grateful for everything I have, and, like, when you really look at it, like, I never want for anything, like, ever. And maybe my wants aren't like your wants, but, like, I appreciate fucking everything, man. It's like I have enough, or I always have my needs met, like, always. And it's a crazy idea, because, like I said, it's like walking through the store going, like, I don't even want any of this shit except what it is that I'm coming here to get. Like, I don't know, man. Like, why would I want more than I need, you know? I don't know. I don't get it. Why do I want excess? I'm just saying, like, material stuff, you know, whatever. Maybe money, I can create more experiences, this and that. Fine, cool. I'll take all the money, whatever. But like, at the end of the day, it's just like, what do you need, you know? Like, what do you need? And I'm kind of like dwindling down, like, what is it that I want? What is it that I need? And then what are the wants in my life? And a lot of the wants would be coping mechanisms. Like, when you start to look at it, so say I dip tobacco, that's not a want, that's a need. I mean, that's not a need, that's a want, but it is a coping mechanism, right? It helps me, I don't know, I'm just used to it, whatever. You know, people drink coffee, energy drinks. I haven't had an energy drink in a couple of days, I don't think. But I don't, you know, whatever. So I'm just kind of like dwindling down, like, what is it that I really need to live? And, like, what's important to me? And then again, I just went and did something. But like I said, like, unless it involves bettering me, like, it doesn't really seem like a need to me. But everything that does better me is a need. So, kind of. And a want. I don't know. I'm just trying to learn, like, what it is that I want in life. And, like, trying to figure it out. And it's fun. It's fun. Man. People learn how to drive a little better, please. But yeah, I don't know. Today was cool, man. I had to go do the ice maker thing, and then I had to go take care of another thing, and then go take care of another thing, and then actually take all my art, which is good. Like I said, I like the scenario that I'm in, because, like, my mama just tells me what to do, and and then I just got to go do it, you know. But that's because I respect that person too. There's a huge difference. Like if you can't control your emotion and you're stressed out all the time and you stress the fuck out of everybody else, like I can't respect you. Number one, because I couldn't respect myself in the past because I was that human. Now I fixed all that. I did what it took to overcome that, and I don't put that shit on other people. Technically, I try not to, emotionally at least. And so like now I respect myself. So like if you're not moving forward every single day or progressively trying to fix those issues, then I can't. I just don't, you know what, I'm definitely not going to work for you, I'll tell you that. I'm not going to be part of you. I'm not going to see you. I'm not going to hang out with you. Just end the discussion. I don't have time to deal with that in those scenarios, you know. Like you got to constantly trying to be better, at least. And you have to be trying, whatever that looks like, whether that's barely anything, at least you're looking forward, like with a hopeful heart, to try to be better and overcome your past and your trauma and all this bullshit. So, and it's not like an absolute either, because like maybe the way I think people perceive that you got to do it this way. I'm going, no, man. It's like I'm gonna get drunk, I'm gonna take home somebody, and you can perceive that that's bad, or I can perceive that that's bad. I can go have a one-night stand during my journey or whatever, when maybe I should have been celibate the whole time. Who knows? But it's not a mistake. It's just a lesson, you know. And you got to learn. I talked to a guy about like drinking, and I was like, when you go to quit something, you can't be absolute. Like I got to quit this. I can't ever do it again. Because like for me as a human, the moment that I do that, I'm gonna fucking do it. Then I'm gonna fail. Like there's just some concept in me that's like gonna pull on me and make me do it again. So what I chose to do is like I'm just gonna accept what it is that I do. I don't have to do it all the time. It's not an absolute. And then one day when the time is right, I just won't pick it up again. You know, I cold turkey it, but I can't look at it like I have to. And I learned from my life, like when I look at things like that, I have to do them. Like I said, it's not gonna work out. It's just not gonna, because like being that I'm kind of like bipolar, or I have different personifications or ideas that ebb and flow, you know, I have to be able to flow with the river and understand that every action that I do has repercussions, and that when each action comes up or idea comes up, I have to be ready to just justify the repercussions in the moment. It's kind of an instant gratification idea. Well, I'm trying to work on my instant gratification ideas and like do more things that gratify me later and longer in the process, like something that takes to build, like my art or my YouTube or all that stuff. We're like, I mean, I painted for like 4 hours last night. Time got away from me, and usually I judge my time based on technology dying, batteries dying, and that's kind of how I judge my life anyways, by batteries dying. I don't really care about what time it is. I do look at the clock and like, you know, it would say 2, 3, 4, like when I'm transitioning from one thing to another thing, you know, I'll get my numbers and all that stuff, but I don't know, I just live it really, man. Painting last night was fun. It was different. No, I don't know. There was a different emotion in it. I'm glad I had my art still up so I could paint my art on top of these trees that were already painted by somebody else. Just because it feels a little different. Because it didn't really feel, maybe that's what it was I had kind of a collaboration, and then I had my art, and so it was just weird. And then like I didn't have as much paint as I usually do because I used all my paint trying to get rid of all of it for when I moved to my new place. I'm not carrying all this shit, and I'm starting new, fresh. And that's it for me. Is like I want to start fresh when I get to my new place. And like I said, I talked to one of my buddies, like, dude, I'm super OCD, like especially initial when I start, like boom. And so like all I gotta do is just live in that reality of like the new me, the new IVEA wants things differently, wants to participate in life differently, wants to be more structured, and wants to be more structured. That's the only thing I can think of is structured. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe I can find fun in structure. And maybe that's what I'm trying to go do. It's like, so I shave my face and I have a mustache. Like I said, I've probably shaved my face under 20 times my whole life. And so, like, the idea was, like I said, a young kid. I met somebody at the park, one of my buddies, and he had his kid that day, and they were fishing, and the kid wanted me to fish, and the kid was like, nice mustache. And I was like, cool, man, thanks, dude. And then like a month ago, I was talking, and I was like, I remember this little kid told me I had a nice mustache. I was like, that's weird. And then then the next day, I just shaved my face. I was like, might as well just shave. If I'm changing everything, I might as well change everything, you know? Be different. And I did that in every aspect. I've done it with my hair. I'm doing it with my body. I'm doing it with, like, what it is that I'm doing. Giving myself time, talking when I didn't talk before, when I didn't express myself before, when I was a little bitch before, when I was shy and all this other stuff, and like really, and like, yeah, I don't know, you know, I'm not technically like out searching for women right now, so like I'm not having to deal with those conversations or ideas of playing those games with those people, which I don't want to play those games. That's what I'm saying. That's the point of all of it. It's like, I'm not playing a game with you. Like, I'm trying to be mature here, even if you can perceive that the rest of me is playing. It's like, this is not a time to play. Like, if you want to be with me or I want to be with you, like, we need to communicate like fucking adults. And at least communicate what you want and what I want. We're not mind readers, technically, you know. And even if you read somebody's mind, like, the maturity level of me is like, if I can read your mind, I can read your emotions, I can guess, technically. I can read them, but if I don't have confirmation, if you don't tell me what it is that you need me or what you're feeling, how am I supposed to know? And so for me, I just have to be quiet, or I have to walk away. Even if I have those intuitions and feelings, I just have to accept that whatever it is that I'm seeing in front of me is that way. Whether or not I'm reading your body one way or not, like, you have to speak up, like, you have to open your mouth, and like I said, that's a pride and ego check for me too, and I have to say what it is that I want, otherwise I won't get it, you know, or how I feel, and it's just like a business proposition, like our business idea, you know, like, you're not gonna go do a job and not tell them what you're gonna do, and or they're not going to call you and say, hey, like, I want you to come over here and check out this job, and then you get there and they're like, well, I'm not going to tell you what I want, you know, because then you just stare at each other like you're stupid. You're like, well, why the hell did you send me over here? If you're not going to tell me what you want or what your budget is or what this is, like, how am I supposed to even understand or even give you options on what it is that we can and cannot do here, you know? And like I said, it's just communication, man. And it's like, why is that scary? It shouldn't be. I mean, this is part of life. You gotta communicate. But I'm at my job, so I'm out of here for now. I'll talk later on the way home. I gotta get dirty. I'm just kidding, I ain't getting dirty. Gotta change some bulbs. Change some bulbs. But I made it here. Good little 21 minutes. It's alright. Holla.
pockets and they blue. Live with the gang, we live with